and welcome to news analysis of 23rd November from the Indian Express and the Hindu, where we are going to discuss topics that are relevant from prelims and mains point of view. So let's get started. So Supreme Court is listening to the petition related to independence of Election Commission of India. So where it says that center is not doing enough for independence of poll panel and is merely doing lip service. It has cited a data which says that from 2004 onwards, the average tenure of Chief Election Commission is nearly 100 days as compared to 8 years tenure in 1950s. Further, it said that center is appointing those people who would never ever get close to their full term, because the condition for the terms of Chief Election Commission is either of 6 years or till the age of 65, whichever is earlier. So in that respect, center is appointing those people who are either close to 65 years age that would not be able to complete the 6-year tenure. Further, in that respect, Supreme Court has observed that we need chief election commissioners who can't be bulldozed, who can't be pressurized. And CECs like TN session happens once in a while, who can stand against the wrongdoings that are happening in political system. So it says that there is a time to change the appointment process and include Chief Justice of India in the appointment panel, so that no one would mess in the appointment process and we would get chief election commissioners who would be upright. Let us see a few facts about ECI from prelims point of view. So when we talk about structure of Election Commission of India, originally there was only one election commissioner at time of independence. But Election Commission Amendment Act 1989 brought changes and it has been made multi-member body. And since then onwards, it is up to President as to how many election commissioners to assist the Chief Election Commissioner. And since then, Election Commission of India consists of Chief Election Commissioner and 2 election commissioners. So it is a 3-member body currently. When it comes to appointment, President appoints Chief Election Commissioner and Election Commissioner on advice of Council of Ministers. They have a fixed tenure of 6 years or up to age of 65 years, whichever is earlier. And they enjoy same status as well as they receive the salary and perks available to Judge of Supreme Court. When it comes to removal, they can resign anytime and they can also be removed before the expiry of their term. For removal purposes, for Chief Election Commissioner of India, the removal process is same as that of Supreme Court judge by Parliament. Whereas when it comes to removal of Election Commissioner, the recommendation of Chief Election Commissioner is taken in that respect. Also, there are various limitations currently with the Election Commission of India. First of all, the Constitution has not prescribed any qualifications for Election Commission and neither the term for Election Commission. And it has left to Parliament to enact provisions on it. And further, Constitution does not debar any retiring election commissioner for any further appointment by government. So these all provisions hampers the independence of Election Commission. Moving forward, Assam police open fire near Meghalaya village, 6 killed. So recently there has been a scuffle between Assam police and locals which led to killing of 6 people. Assam police had said that it was trying to stop an alleged timber smuggling, during which the cross firing took place. Now, the border issue between Assam and Meghalaya is very old, and in March 2022, 6 out of 12 dispute points were resolved by both the governments with the help of the center. But still, the border issue is not being resolved between Assam and Meghalaya. In fact, Assam has border issues with Nagaland, Manipur, Arunachal Pradesh, so all these bordering states as well. If we talk about geography of northeastern states, so Assam is only northeastern state which have borders with all the northeastern states except Sikkim. And India's easternmost state is Arunachal Pradesh. So keep these facts from prelims point of view. Now moving forward, in international relations, India-Australia trade pact set to open up opportunities. Goel. So recently, Australian Parliament has ratified the free trade agreement that was signed between India and Australia earlier this year. And in that respect, our Commerce Minister is saying that it would boost up opportunities for Indian manufacturers as well as Indian exporters. Earlier this year, India and Australia have signed Economic Cooperation and Trade Agreement, that is ECTA, with Australia in order to boost the bilateral trade from currently 20 to 25 billion dollar to 45 to 50 billion dollar per year by 2030. Now moving forward, India and UAE hold talks on food security cooperation. So currently UAE's foreign minister is on trip to India where he is meeting India's foreign minister S. Jaishankar, and both are discussing various subjects related to energy, healthcare, defense, space, etc. So in that respect, let us see few facts about UAE. So UAE is India's one of largest trade partner. And with UAE as well, India have signed free trade agreement this year that is known as Comprehensive Partnership Economic Agreement, CEPA. So with UAE and Australia, India have signed free trade agreement this year. Further, with UAE, along with three other nations, I2U2 grouping was formed earlier this year in June, which comprises of 4 nations including India, Israel, UAE, and USA. And it is popularly termed as West Asian Quad. And as we all know that Quad comprises of 4 nations, that is India, USA, Japan, and Australia. So it is similar grouping in West Asia in that respect. So the next news item is Crimea hit by drone attack, Moscow officials. So in the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war, Moscow officials have said that Crimea is hit by drone attack led by Ukrainian forces. So in that respect, let us see the history of Crimea. So Crimea was earlier part of Ukraine. This is Crimea, which was annexed by Russia in 2014. If we talk about geography of the seas that are located across it, so this is Sea of Azov, this is Black Sea, and both are connected via Strait of Kerch. Further, this Black Sea and this is Sea of Marmara. These two seas are connected by Bosphorus Strait. And further, Sea of Marmara and Aegean Sea, which is a part of Mediterranean Sea, are connected by Strait of Dardanelles. So these 3 states are crucial and important from export and import point of view. And these are often being asked in our exam as well. So keep these facts in mind. Moving forward, OECD, that Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, has said that there will be global slowdown in this year and in coming year, and Europe will be hardest hit in this global slowdown. And it has predicted that in 2022, the global growth would be 3.1%, which would fall down to 2.2% in 2023. So in that respect, let us see few facts about OECD. OECD stands for Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. It is an intergovernmental organization that was founded in 1961. And its objective was to look into economic progress and world trade. It consists of mainly high income nations which have large human development index such as Norway, Sweden, etc. And its headquarters is located in Paris, France. Total members are 36 and India is not its member. News item is related to Indo-Asian Defense Summit, which is currently ongoing in Cambodia, in which our Honorable Defense Minister Rajnath Singh have gave two proposals. One is with respect to women's participation in UN peacekeeping missions, and other is towards marine plastic pollution, in which he said there needs to be greater participation of women in UN peacekeeping missions, and in that Indo-Asian grouping needs to contribute in that. And further, he emphasized the fact that our youth need to channelize our energy towards addressing the critical issue of marine pollution. If we talk about Indo-Asian relations, then in 2022, Indo-Asian have completed 30 years of their relationship and celebrating this year as its 30th anniversary. If we talk about Asian nations, it is a grouping of 10 Southeast Asian nations that was formed in 1967 via Bangkok Declaration. And it consists of all the Southeast Asian nations from Myanmar up till Indonesia. That is Myanmar, Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam, Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, Brunei, Philippines, and Singapore. This is related to railways, where railways to simulate accident to test preparedness of relief teams. So given the spate of various railway accidents such as derailments as well as collision between the trains, Railways is planning to simulate accidental conditions in order to boost the preparedness of the relief teams. So if this step goes on, then it would definitely give a boost to our response time as well as preparedness towards handling such events. So you can mention this initiative in your mains notes as well. And moving forward, in another news item, good trains facing erratic brake system, railways seek solution. So as per reports, loco pilots have flagged over 80 cases of good trains jumping signal over past 1 year because of erratic brake system. So this is one of many problems that railway is facing currently. So in that respect as well, railway is trying to seek a solution as to how to tackle the issue of erratic brake system. So you can mention this as one of problem in current railway system. Discuss some of editorials that are relevant from our exam point of view. So this editorial highlights various instances in the past where sporting arena have become a ground for supporting various rights movements that are ongoing. So in that respect, it says that currently Iranian women are protesting for civil and economic reforms, and their football team have supported them by staying silent during national anthem in currently ongoing FIFA World Cup. So in that respect, it says that in the past as well, sporting arena has been stood for upholding demands for human rights. For example, in 1966, in the height of Vietnamese War, Muhammad Ali refused to join the army and it costed him his titles and license to box in USA. Further, in 1968, Black Power salute at Summer Olympics by African American athletes show solidarity towards African Americans. Further, the Black Lives Matter movement that was started from USA have spreaded across the world, and recently in Olympics as well, athletes were supporting the Black Lives Matter by bending one knee in support of it. So it says that sporting arena has been a great support for rights movement, and the present moment in Iran is the culmination of deprivation of rights and infringement of the freedom of the women in the nation. So you can cite these examples to support the fact that the rights movement can be supported by various personalities of influence in their respective fields as well. Editorial is about environment and climate justice, where it says think local climate action, think Minan Gadi. So currently all countries are pursuing their carbon emission targets, and India have also promised its Panchamrit resolution in COP26 in Glasgow, and further put out detailed strategy in recently concluded summit in Sharm el Sheikh, Egypt. So in that respect, this editorial suggests that in order to achieve these goals, we need localization of goals and participation of local institutions such as Panchayati Raj, because these are closest to people. So it says that in order to effectively plan the various climate related initiatives, the population of rural areas needs to be sensitized and needs to be part of the plans, because currently more than 50% of population still thrives on agriculture and nearly 70% of population still live in villages, and that is why participation of Panchayati Raj institutions is important. So in that respect, it says that all can emulate the Minangadi model. So Minangadi is a village in Kerala's Wayanad district which have adopted carbon neutral Minangadi program, under which it took various initiatives such as, first of all, raising awareness, secondly, estimating greenhouse gas emissions by putting inventory, as well as conducting various socio-economic surveys and energy use mapping. And then it took various initiatives to curb the greenhouse gases. For example, the one initiative was tree banking, under which various trees were planted. For instance, 1.58 lakh trees were planted and they were geotagged to monitor their growth. And the participation of school student, youth, technical and academic institutions was taken place, and they were given different assignments, and as a result the changes were visible. Similarly, it says that the Paligram Panchayat in Jammu Kashmir have followed the same people centric model in order to achieve the climate related goals. For example, biogas plants and solar panels were introduced, and all that led to climate resilient plan. So that is why it says that it is time, time for participation of Panchayati Raj institutions in our climate goals. And it says that in order to achieve the localization of sustainable development goals, the adoption of various themes by Panchayat is essential. For example, clean and green village theme is one of themes that can be adopted by villages. Up to date, 1.9 lakh gram panchayats have prioritized clean and green village as one of their focus areas. And further, the ministry have agreed to document the best practices in that respect. So overall, this editorial suggests that if we want to achieve our climate related goals, then we need participation from local bodies such as Panchayati Raj institutions. Else, the achieving target of climate neutrality by 2070, that is one of goals of India under Panchamrit, would be difficult to achieve. And last editorial is about Supreme Court ruling for women IAF officers. So recently Supreme Court have given ruling for granting pensionary benefit to 32 short service commission women officers. So this is a step in ensuring equal opportunities for women. So in that respect, earlier in 2020, Supreme Court in Babita Punia case have asked for establishing a permanent commission for women. And further, in Lieutenant Colonel Nitisa versus Union of India case, army service evaluation process was discriminatory and it was not giving equal opportunities to women. Such viewpoints were held by Supreme Court. So in that respect, the various rulings, that is present ruling, Babita Punia case ruling, and Lieutenant Colonel Nitisa versus Union of India ruling, all three rulings are in spirit to enhance participation of women and to give equal opportunities for women. And for instance, currently NDA has started taking women cadets from 2022 term. Navy has also opened 12 branches for specialization for women officers. And IAF, that is Indian Air Force, have also started taking women officers. So overall, there has been positive development in respect to participation of women in India's armed forces. So that's all for today. Thank you.